When it comes to gaming, the majority of us either game on a monitor or a TV, but there are a small number of people out there who game on a projector. So I thought I'll try gaming on one for a week and see if it can become my main gaming display. Obviously, there are a lot of factors to consider when gaming on a projector. What's the quality like? Is it bright enough? Sharp enough? Is there low input lag? What games do you plan to play on the projector? And is a large display even fun to play on? Hopefully we will find out some of the answers in this video. So this is the MP1 Max by Dangbei. It's a 4K projector I reviewed a while back. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below. It's a superb projector for watching movies, but it can be used for gaming too. And it looks incredible in 4K. As you can see, I'm standing by the image. I'm 5'8", and that there is a 150-inch projection. Even at that size, the image is sharp and super bright thanks to its 3100 ISO lumens. And this is how it compares to a LG C4 55 OLED 4K TV. Just look at how bright it is. I did try to match the projection of the screen size of the 55-inch TV. And as you'd expect, the closer the projection is to the wall, the brighter and sharper it'll be. The projection was so bright, I had to turn down the exposure on my camera to be able to capture the colours and not have it look so blown out. When you compare the two, the projector most certainly wins on brightness. Although the OLED TV at max brightness is bright, it just doesn't look as bright compared to the projector. Like I said, I had to turn down the exposure on my camera as the projector was too bright. However, the OLED TV does beat the projector easily during daytime use, as the image quality is more washed out looking on the projector. The colours, contrast and black levels are much better on the OLED TV too. Obviously these factors may improve if I was to use a projection screen for the projector, but regardless the colours still look great on the projector. So I paired the projector with my tiny portable gaming PC that's mainly used for 1080p and 1440p gaming. But it can be pushed to 4K on certain games, and even more so with FrameGen enabled. It has a RTX 5060 GPU inside and a Ryzen 5600 CPU. I absolutely love this tiny PC. Just look at how small it is compared to the mouse. This projector is quite big, and you can definitely get smaller projectors. And technically, this whole setup can be portable. The PC setup fits nicely in my backpack. And the projector does have its own carrying case. It could be a pretty sick setup to bring to a gaming party, or use in a large space to project a large display. And it would be cool to see what a 300-inch image would look like. For an image of this quality in 4K, this projector will set you back a whopping $1,300. For that price, you can get yourself a really good size 4K OLED TV that would be much better for gaming. But obviously, we want a super large display, which is only achievable by using a projector, unless you are willing to spend thousands on the biggest TV you can get your hands on. At 150 inches, the image is incredibly sharp if you play in 4K. You can see the difference in the detail when you compare 1080p and 4K. The details in 1080p look soft, whereas in 4K, it's sharp. So for this projector, I highly recommend gaming in 4K at 150 inches. If you are sat this close to the wall like how I am. You can get away with 1080p at 150 inches, but it would be best to sit further back so details don't look so blocky up close. Or instead, you can downsize the image, like how I have it here. At 1080p, it does look better. But why would you want to game at 1080p if you have a 4K projector, you might be asking? Well, Dangbei claimed this projector can do 240Hz at 1080p, whereas 4K is only 60Hz. 240Hz is ideal for gaming, but when I did switch to 1080p and enabled their game mode, the refresh rate did not change to 240Hz. In the PC system settings, it was still shown as 60Hz. Also, when gaming, there was noticeable screen tearing. The only thing that did make a difference was when I enabled game mode. The input lag went from really bad, pretty much unplayable, to no lag at all. It was very responsive and playable at both 1080p and 4K. If your primary games are fast-paced shooters, then a 4K projector like this isn't going to cut it. It's playable in the sense of it being low latency, but with the screen tearing and low refresh rate, you could be left frustrated. As much fun as it was playing Battlefield 6 on a 150-inch projection, with all the gun battles and destruction, I felt like moving the couch back, or shrinking the display size, would have been a far better gaming experience. For fast-paced games, I prefer to see everything directly in front of me, and not have to look far over to the other side of the display to see what's going on. But then oddly enough, my gaming experience with Arc Raiders at a 150-inch display was awesome. It's not a crazy fast-paced shooter like Battlefield 6 or Call of Duty, which makes it more playable on this projector. Visually, the game looks stunning. The colours, the brightness and the details are so good. At a 150-inch display in 4K, the gaming experience is truly immersive, because games like this that have beautiful graphics and environments allows you time to appreciate. It just makes more sense to play these kind of games on this projector. Games like GTA 5 would really immerse you into that open world, with a display this big. Man, I can't wait for GTA 6. And in chilled games like Tiny Glades, it's amazing to play on a screen size this big, where you can sit back and relax. Like I said earlier, I think gaming on a projector would be great for parties and couch playing games, as it's such a fun way to play with a massive display on a wall. However, if I had to choose between a projector versus an OLED monitor, I would choose a monitor. Simply because I need higher refresh rates for the fast-paced games I play. But also cost is another factor. For an actual 4K projector, they can be expensive, whereas you can buy a 4K monitor or TV for a lot less with a high refresh rate, and it will be a decent quality display too. It does come down to the games you play. Most games would be great to play on a projector, even on a cheap projector. Let me know in the comments if you play games using a projector. What games do you play, and what projector do you have? Also, what display size do you have it at? And your gaming experience so far on a projector. It'd be interesting to find out how many people actually game on a projector. Anyway, everything in the video will be linked down below. Thanks for watching.